Okay, now that we've talked about the news release, let's discuss photos, pictures. So, why is a picture important? Well, simply put it, a picture says 1,000 words. More often than not, if you send in a news release without a photo, there is a huge likelihood that it will just be ignored. So, often what we do when we have events is that we pick 3 photos and we attach it to the media release. For reporters, what they will do is that they will actually come with their own photographers to take pictures so that they can choose what angle they want, and it's easier that way. So a good photograph, well, you need to look at it from a technical aspect. Okay, when you're taking photos, you need to consider lighting, contrast, sharpness, who is in the photo. More often than not, for events, you need to have a group photo together with individual shots. You need to have, you need to consider the agenda, so you cover every single aspect. The composition has to be simple yet tells a story. You don't take a photo for the sake of taking a photo, and it has to have a flow, so the action must be there. Now, more often than not, the public relations team is usually very busy, so we don't spare manpower for photographs unless the team is very big. So we hire photographers. They get paid anywhere from 1,005 to 2,005 for a day, which is 8 hours of work, and that means at least 300 images. And a good photographer would know what to do, and often they would actually have ideas to help you with the flow. So it's good practice as a PR practitioner to take a step back and tell them, look, this is my agenda. I need your help taking the photos. If it's experienced photographer, you go further on and say, look, you do whatever you need to do. Let me know what you need so that I can make it happen for you. Now, if the photographer is not very experienced, then you need to guide them. But most of the time for large events, we get experienced photographers, people with 15, 20 years, and they will tell us, look, I think this flow doesn't work. Maybe you want him to go around the office, then do an activity so that when we take a photo, it's better. They will come in one day before and do a walkabout and then tell you, look, I don't think you should have your photo opportunity. I don't think you should have your photo op here. If you're going to fit in 20 people, it's not going to work. So they have a lot of experience doing this. Now, here is an example of the kind of pictures that we get from photographers. So let's see whether I can zoom in and show you what I mean. So when you're picking a photo, it's important to choose the right photos. You don't want to pick photos where the eyes are closed, the lips are pursed, you have no idea what's going on, and then he has this look on his face, mata jelling, we like to call it. It doesn't look very nice. Okay. Then when you look and for images here, you need to be careful when, let's say, you want to pick an image of the Minister of Human Resources. Then, so this was him, okay, and Aziz Jaman, who's the Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, is in the photo. You need to be very careful that he doesn't look funny. See, like here, for example, if you were to pick this, and then this can turn into a meme opportunity. So it's not a good idea. Now, what photographers see, so some pictures, they have their eyes closed, and he's looking mata jeling, staring at the guy. So when you pick pictures, you need to be very thorough with your work. So a good photographer will give you anywhere between 100 to 300 images. So this event, okay, this is the complete file that we got from Kula. So we actually narrowed down, this is the collage. Okay. The raw photos were 100 over, and we narrowed it down to, I think, these are the raw photos. Yes, it's here. Okay, so folder 1 has 234 items, so you can see all the pictures in here. Okay, let's make the icon extra large. So it's loading. So you have 200 over pictures. This event took place on 3 different floors. So there was a launch on the ground floor, 2 VIPs, a couple of people from immigration, speeches, that's the MC. So there are a lot of pictures going on, happening. Lighting has to be considered. Okay, this was our minister. So when the photographer takes pictures, he also takes the logo as well. So when we choose pictures, you need to know what to choose. Pictures like this are nice for casual, but not to send to the media. Okay, we're laughing pictures, things like that. All right. So this was the picture of the press conference that you saw earlier. So this is one folder. If you go to the other folder, it's 535 items, and they include setup photos for posterity, for record keeping. Okay, setup pictures. It includes some registration, group pictures, crowd photos. Those are my former colleagues there. Okay. And all the VIPs coming in, media. You have group photos here again. So you will have at any given time, depending on how large the event is, you will have about 700 photos to go through. So what I usually do is I get my junior or my intern to go through them very quickly. So she takes about half an hour to 1 hour. I tell her what I want, which is basically a couple of group photos, one at the opening ceremony, which is the launch here with all the ribbons, one with the chambers, one speech shots of the Minister of Human Resources and the Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, and then a couple of shots during the press conference. So she will have to go through them, and her deadline is very tight. So when we work under pressure, well, this is how it is. So what she's done is she's shortlisted 8 pictures, and she will actually let me see them. So these are the group shots, the headshots, the press conference picture. So from there on, we decide what we want to send to the media. So when we sent out the information to the media, we actually, we actually picked media. There will be some photos. Just now the file I showed you guys earlier, the photos are in there. Okay. Yeah, the collage. This is what we did here. All right. So this is what I mean by picking pictures. Now let's move on to the press kit.